This picture is a literal jump scare, sorry y'all, but 6 years ago in pop culture history, Tekashi 6ix9ine went in that courtroom and snitched on all his boys. So here is the story of Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez, was born in Brooklyn, New York. He started rapping in 2012 and then began releasing songs in 2014. His first arrest came very shortly after he started putting music out because he was caught in 4K on Instagram involved with a 13-year-old girl. He did plead guilty. He was sentenced to 300 hours of community service. He had to get his GED. He had to write an apology to the victim's family, and he had to go to mental health counseling. Shortly after this, Tekashi 6ix9ine got involved with a very distinguished group called the 9 Trey Gangsters. 6ix9ine met Shawty, who is the founder of Treyway Entertainment, and they really hit it off. Shawty became 6ix9ine's manager and bodyguard and then introduced 6ix9ine to other members of the gang. It did not take very long at all for Tekashi to start finding himself in a lot of trouble with these people. In April 2018, apparently Tekashi 6ix9ine was supposed to perform at a venue in Texas, but Rap-A-Lot Records blocked it. So looking for revenge, the 9 Trey crew pulled up to the lobby of Rap-A-Lot Records and robbed the place at gunpoint. A month later, in May 2018, 6ix9ine got charged with assault after he was going back and forth with a teenager in a Houston mall and it turned physical. The kid was videotaping him, and so 6ix9ine choked him and then threatened him so that he would delete it. The kid did press charges, but then shortly after he dropped the charges, maybe in exchange for this picture with 6ix9ine. 2 weeks later, 6ix9ine was stopped and arrested for driving with a suspended license, and during the arrest, he went on to grab the officer. That officer was not playing with him and charged him with 4 additional misdemeanor assault charges. A month after that, Chief Keef was at the W Hotel in New York, and he was standing outside. Somebody drives by and starts shooting. Now, Chief Keef was okay, but we'll come back to this. Remember how at the beginning of the story I told you 6ix9ine was in a lot of trouble for messing with a 13-year-old girl? Well, fast forward to October 2018, him and 9 Trey went to celebrate the fact that this case is officially closed. Philippe Chow is this restaurant in New York, and apparently the person at the front door would not even let them in the building. Who knows what 6ix9ine looked like when he went up to the front door of this restaurant, but if it looked anything like this, I literally do not blame the bouncer. Like I said, they were denied entry, which turned into a brawl, and then some gunshots rang out, and then one of the security guards, I guess, was hit in the head with a chair. Well, you play stupid games enough, you will get arrested. A month later, 6ix9ine was arrested on multiple RICO charges. You know, starting out when he first got arrested, he basically pledged his allegiance to 9 Trey and was like, I'm not snitching, and so he was denied bail just like 5 other members of 9 Trey were denied bail. Well, it did not take long for Tekashi 6ix9ine to break. January 23rd, Tekashi struck a plea deal with the federal government. Now, for context, he was facing multiple trafficking charges, racketeering charges, trafficking charges. He was facing minimum 47 years. Tekashi said 47 years, I'm not even part of that group for real. I'll tell you everything you need to know. So he got on that stand and aired 9 Trey out. It is one thing to be a snitch, but you can see the passion all in this man's face. He is for real about not going to jail. In return for Tekashi's testimony, he was only sentenced to 24 months, and then he was actually released early on April 2nd, 2020 due to COVID. He has asthma, so with COVID being a respiratory disease, he was more susceptible to complications, so they went ahead and let him out of the prison. Now, this is where my research stopped. I assume that they offered him witness protection and he denied it, but if you know differently, please let me know, because he is not in witness protection right now. When he got out of jail, he laid low for a little bit. In 2023, he got jumped at an LA Fitness in Florida, and then in 2024, he got arrested again because he is on probation, and he decided he wanted to go take a trip to Vegas without letting anyone know, which you cannot do, and then when they finally captured him, he tested positive twice for meth. But yeah, that's the story of 6ix9ine. I hope he's doing well, I guess, and maybe call those people back and ask if he could please get put into witness protection.